These are known as up and overs. So you grab yourself a dowel, pretty long PVC pipe, and you begin with straight arms. This is going to help to loosen up the tight shoulders. It's going to help to gain some mobility, better movement through your shoulders, coming up in an overhead position if you have a lot of tightness in the shoulders. You want to do this before and after every workout and during your rest weeks, really caring for your body and the bones and the ligaments and so forth after we put them through rigorous amounts of repetitions throughout the week. These are known as frontal crosses. And so we cross over in front, and this helps to stretch the rear delts, the trapezius, the infraspinatus, the rhomboids, and so forth of the back. You're going to feel an immense shoulder stretch if you do it appropriately. And it's a great exercise, part of the warm-up and preparation that you should be going through before your workouts, and part of the self-care that you should be going through even after your workouts and into your rest weeks. All of this is to provide better movement, soften up your musculature, your ligaments and tendons, so that way you can perform a lot better. And these are reverse grip up and overs, which are really hard initially, especially if you got tightness like I do. But this helps to really stretch your forearms, especially in this frontal position. As we go with this internal rotation hand position, you're going to feel a big time stretch in the forearms, the front side of your forearms. And, you're going to still feel that good shoulder stretch that this provides for you. Once again, all of these are to be performed with a few repetitions. I'm pretty sore today, and so like a few reps works. I'll do this throughout the day. This only takes a few minutes to do, and so I don't have a problem spending a few moments to make myself feel better. These here provide a good amount of shoulder mobility as well, and stretching of the rotator cuff muscles when you do this particular position. I haven't come up with a name for these yet, except for the chicken wing stretch. Seems appropriate, I guess. But it's a great shoulder stretch and lat stretch as well that you should incorporate into your routine. Next up, we've got the rumble roller. So now we're going with some soft tissue muscle work here, getting out the tightness of the muscles and how the muscles lump together and causing these knots from training. This rumble roller, the fact that it has those spiky ridges, will help to get into those muscles, tight muscles, and separate them to allow more blood flow and allow a lot more ease of movement. You need to be spending moments on these guys here, right? This is going to be something that you go to before and after your workouts, and it's going to be uncomfortable, especially if you've never done it before, and especially if you're just not accustomed to it at all. Those of us who've gotten accustomed to this understand the importance, and we actually really like this feel, because you can just feel your muscles just releasing the minute you lay on this rumble roller, and it's a great addition to have. After we've rolled out the back, the traps, and the wraps, we go right to the belly of the lat. So we're going to be laying on our side and really get to the belly of the lat there. You're going to support yourself with that inside hand, as you see that I'm doing with my left hand, because sometimes laying on it at full body weight, especially when you're sore, is really painful. But it's all beneficial. A little bit of pain helps you to feel a lot greater in this regard, right? The discomfort of laying your sore muscles on the foam roller. Not that you have legitimate pain of exercise and so forth. So let's just make that quick distinction. But once again, caring for those muscles, rolling on this foam roller helps to loosen all of those structures up, allowing better ease of movement, and provided that our body has adapted from the weeks of training, we can definitely feel stronger in our next training sessions. What you do to one side, you do to the other, right? The law of reciprocity. And so taking care of our body is really important in terms of, the performance aspect and in the fitness realm. And so looking to do that to always ensure that you have some goodness coming out of going into your workouts, coming out of a weekend, you've prepared and you've done prehabilitative work. This just helps you to feel better going into your next workout, ready to push yourself, to your limits and looking, to get these serious gains that we're after. And once again, as I say, take your time with these. It's going to take some time to get comfortable. They have different tensions of rollers, and so they've got softer rollers if you're not accustomed to the hardness of the roller, and they've got ones that don't have spikes on them, some that do have spikes on them. This particular move here is for thoracic mobility. A lot of us have a tight rib cage area, right? And so this provides a lot of thoracic mobility, being able to extend our chest, concave our chest, and so forth. So in this movement, you should be able to keep your hips on the floor and your head to the floor while being able to clasp your hands behind your head. If you see an inability to do so, this just brings out the imbalances that we have in the body and helps you to understand and to see the points of focus that you need to undergo to gain some better mobility. Using this guy on the wall, we're going to roll out the sore shoulders. So here you place it on the wall and you pivot. The outside leg, which is the right leg in this case, is the pivot leg. And it's the leg that I'm drawing force upon to push into the wall at this particular angle. It helps me to keep the foam roller on the wall, but it also helps me to place enough pressure on from my own self to press into the foam roller to create the loosening that I want in the shoulder. And this is just to roll it out, loosen up the shoulders. Had a really good week of training where I was able to progress, by the end of the week to the wall handstand push-up. And so that was just a basic way to loosen up the shoulders. Now with the mobility ball, we get into the intricate part of the shoulder, which is the traps, the rear delts, some of these areas which were missed by the foam roller. We can really look to get into those nooks and crannies with the mobility ball. Once again, getting the angle on the wall so that way you can press yourself into the ball. But aside from the angle, that helps you to keep the ball lodged into the wall as well. All of this goes under the umbrella title of shoulder mobility and foam rolling, self-care in that regard, prehabilitative work. What you do to one side, we do to the other, as I reiterate again. You'll notice there's some imbalances. One side might be weaker than the other. One side might be tighter than the other. And it's paramount and important that we address these imbalances to further our improvement in the fitness realm, right? And finishing off, we've got band work, right? Just a couple light sets of rotator cuff exercises here, going in external rotation, internal rotation, doing circles with the shoulders, with the bands, and so forth. 1 or 2 sets, 15 to 20 reps should do the trick. I like these a lot as a warm-up and as a weekend prehabilitative exercise work. It really gets the shoulders firing off and gets the blood flow ready, because a lot of the calisthenics work that we do involves the shoulder, which is the linchpin of the upper body. It is the connecting piece between the chest and the back. And so it's paramount importance to have good shoulder strength, but good shoulder mobility, as a lot of the upper actions of the upper body come through the shoulder. And I hope this is a helpful tutorial workout for you guys. Not only do I pump out hard workouts, but I do mobility workouts here and recovery workouts here, which help me for those coming weeks. You guys embark on it too. I hope this was helpful for you all, and that you start to incorporate this type of stuff into your workouts. And I guarantee you should be seeing some major progress in terms of feeling better, moving better, and finally performing better. Anybody interested